The show you are about to listen to is intended for mature audience only. There will be things said that may not be appropriate for younger audience and may offend you. We at Whatever Talk would like to apologize in advance. But really, get over it.
I am Groot, though, folks.
Okay.
Just a little bit of research. I didn't go in depth. But it turns out that the tree from the Guardians of the Galaxy, his language is actually based off a real language.
Okay.
We talking about whatever that's on your mind. Speak your mind, don't be shy. This is your time to shine.
He just keep repeating it over and over and over, but he has said in different tones and different dictations. Like group will be shorter, or his group would be longer, like group or Groot, like that.
Right.
That is an actual language in certain areas of the world. I thought that was just a pretty dope thing to know about, just for a fun fact.
Right.
Welcome to Whatever Talk, folks. The show where we talk about whatever it is we seem to be talking about at the time, and making fun of reality is our thing.
Yes, sir.
How you been, man?
Been good, man. Been good. The weather kind of got the weather dropped down where I'm at, like significantly, like 60. Yeah, but it's gonna be back hot again on Friday.
Oh, okay. So it seems like recently Mother Nature been treating North Carolina.
She been cold lately, man.
Well, I don't know about North Carolina the last few years, but here she act like she ain't got no friend in Michigan and just don't care about us. Like somebody in Michigan didn't say thank you or something. It'll be cold for about 30 minutes. And then half the day after that is spring.
I definitely know what you mean. It didn't surprise me because I'm used to Michigan weather being, kind of crazy and off.
Oh, no. It didn't surprise me either. Well, I can't even say that surprised me either, but what I do get tired of is people keep crying about Michigan weather, and they've been living here the last 58 years of their lives. It's like, dude, you should be used to this the last 5 years at least of your life. At least, I'm just saying.
Right.
You only been living here the last 78 years. Okay.
Exactly.
Man, people,
you're getting old, man.
Yeah, it's like when you get old, you just got to find something to complain about.
Right.
Whether it ain't nothing to complain about, but you don't got nothing to complain about today, so you just gotta find something.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about this. Like it's a long line full of old people that they got options like what they can pick, and everybody didn't pick everything. Well, damn, that's all that's left. Well, let me complain about this. Well, damn, I'm gonna complain about it not being no more options left. Goddamn.
They create their own.
Mad at the complaint facility. Because there wasn't enough complaint options for me to complain.
Oh, man. Create their own option. You know what? I'm going to just draw this box right here and check mark other.
Exactly. They get the details when they interview.
Exactly. Draw this square right here, check my other. I'm going to draw this long rectangle right here and make my own comment.
Right. He drew his own little space.
And it's all, the space is all up under the area where it says employer will fill in the rest.
Right. Do not write past this line.
He just gonna take it.
Gonna do it anyway. Oh, we got to throw this one away. Let them call in and complain about that.
Whew, old people.
Right.
Old people need to wake up about themselves.
Exactly.
I was talking to my grandma the other day, and yup, she did exactly what we talking about. The stewards and the, you know, you know the people down the street, you know the people who are across the street, you know the people.
Right.
And your sister. Oh man. Me love you, Grandma. Well, let me tell you about this week on the Coronicles.
Okay.
Nothing too big, you know, but it just got to get brought up because, hey, white folks are still doing news, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I got an update for Mr. Manager, too. If you remember the story I told you about at Kroger's.
Yep.
Yeah. Update. When I'm walking down the hallway and we about to, like, cross paths with each other, I'm looking at their eyes because, first of all, that's all we can see now. But
Right.
I'm looking at their eyes, like, bearing down my face, like, ew, why isn't your face covered? I'm looking at their eyebrows do things and get all rockish, the rockish and all this junk.
Pay attention a lot to eyes and eyebrows, like the upper face nowadays.
Exactly.
Like, wow, you really expressing yourself under that mask.
Exactly. And it was like, it's so funny that you upset with me because I don't have a mask on because you subconsciously don't believe that your armor is real armor.
Right. Right. They just think they just following rules that they were told. That's all.
Exactly.
They could have been like, yo, since the corona has hit, everyone has to wear a second pair of socks on their feet. Everyone has to. Yo, they will look at you and be like, I know that ain't just one pair of socks you have on.
And they ankle too? They ankle too?
Ankle? Are those no-shows?
You got to have at least 3 inches above the ankle.
So they, even if it don't make sense, bro, they would double up on they socks.
Oh my
and
goodness.
be mad at you. Right.
Damn.
They don't even believe in the mask. They just got it anyway. So they can people call right thing.
What I'm about to tell you is going to be like, man, nah. You will only see this scripted in a movie or a skit or something. Is that I even had one lady pick up her pace, but while I'm walking
by.
No, as I'm walking behind her, I actually
oh my god,
lady pick up her pace and look.
Oh no, there's a very nice guy. There's a very nice guy behind me.
Look, it wasn't even gradually either. Like it was very noticeable. Like it was like she was kicking into each gear early, like prematurely.
She a stick. Little red Corvette. That's who Prince was talking about.
Exactly, man.
Little red Corvette.
Oh man. I was like, these people white people are so funny, man. They are so freaking funny.
They so white.
Yeah, and well, again, white people are the poster child of racism. So I say white people are funny because racism is my favorite comedian. So again, that's why I say white people are funny. But yes, white people are so white.
And it's funny because there's a video out. It's probably like a 3-minute video of this white chick. She on there. She goofy though. Like she doing it goofy though. But she, you know what I'm saying? She was just talking about how white people are not even supposed to exist. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like she was just breaking it down how like
Pangea.
It's not even. Yeah, she was just like it's not even all. And then for like some of us to be like somebody else doesn't belong here, like we literally don't belonging. And she was just, just expressing how other white people probably gonna be mad at her.
Well, I'm not gonna say we literally don't supposed to belong here in
Not
America.
Well, she's talking about period. The way she broke it down was just
A
like,
genetic mutation.
yeah,
Yeah.
not like, America and all that.
I know a little bit about the Pangea theory, but if that be the case, again, if you're going off biblically, if that be the case, the Bible will lead you to believe that Earth and the universe was created roughly around. I'm being gracious right here with the years.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible will lead you to believe that the Earth and the universe was created roughly around 15 to 25,000 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to add up as far as how many the time frame of generations between the Old Testament of people living to be like nearly 1,000 years of age. Noah died.
Mm-hmm.
Noah died like around 900 and something years of age.
Mm-hmm.
So going off that, and then the very, very, very noticeable drastic drop in the age of people's livelihood. Now, they went from living to nearly be 1,000 years of age to barely living to be 100. That's a very noticeable drop out of just nowhere.
Right.
But
what is that? That's only like 1% left. Like that's like a 99% drop.
Yeah, and it gives no explanation of why. But that was kind of like a sidebar, that last portion. Science will lead you to believe that the universe was created billions of years ago. Every continent was connected all at one point in time. And then over the generations of earthquakes and platelets and all that stuff that they say is in the earth, over the years of evolution, all these continents broke apart from each other. Now,
right,
that's a very, very vast difference between biblically in years of roughly around 25,000 years ago to billions of years ago. And a large portion of those billions of years ago, mankind wasn't even on the planet according to science. But speaking of the planet and governments and all that stuff, religion, because hey, the government made up religion. That's how I say it. I'm gonna say this is that have you heard about that the government okayed genetically modified mosquitoes to set them loose upon the population of Earth?
That does not surprise me at all.
Oh, hold on. This is supposed to be a very good thing. This is supposed to be genetically modified mosquitoes that hopefully would breed with the other mosquitoes that's out here and
make them good.
Yes, because these genetically modified mosquitoes.
How would they be good for the environment?
That's what I'm about to say. These mosquitoes that's modified are supposed to be to help fight against the stuff that the mosquitoes carry, the diseases that the mosquitoes carry, supposed to help fight against them. So if we
basically supposed to reverse what's going on with mosquitoes.
Yeah, basically be an invasive species to eradicate those other mosquitoes that carry what they say diseases, and hopefully they will breed with them, and then these genetically modified mosquitoes become with a mixed breed of these new mosquitoes that won't give us stuff until they bite something else that does have the disease and make another set of mosquitoes.
Man.
Again.
No, man. That is the dumbest. Man. That is behind the wool right there.
Oh my goodness.
They doing that for that very reason, bro.
And look, here is
the other thing is the reason they doing it. Where the ultimate thing that happens is what they really was trying to do in the first place.
And hold on, because here's the punchline to this. These genetically modified mosquitoes, they have no idea what the future outcome will be if they bite humans. Therefore, you probably are creating just a race of X-Men now, and you have no idea.
Exactly.
They said they got the okay to release this upon the earth, and they have no idea what the long-term outcome on civilization of mankind will be with these new mosquitoes.
See, that's retarded right there.
Isn't that how exactly Rona is created?
Man, isn't that how exactly everything was created that harms us?
Exactly, yes. This is exactly how Corona is created.
So once again, it does not surprise me. It does not surprise me.
Hey, it doesn't surprise me either, man. You know what would surprise me?
What?
If equality was a real thing instead of a illusion.
Right. That would be surprising.
But you know what the killer thing about it would be? It'd probably be that, hey, even if we did get equality right now, we would probably mess it back up because we wouldn't recognize it because we don't see it on a normal basis.
Because we've been without it our whole life. We don't know what it is.
Exactly. So it might be somebody.
So it's going to get used to. It's going to take some getting used to.
Exactly. Whoa, Mr. White Man, you. Oh my goodness. You said thank you, Mr. White Man. I appreciate that. You know, you have no idea how much that made my day. Just the word thank you. Simple as that. Kev, I got a serious question here.
Mm-hmm.
You ever heard of the saying necessary evil?
I probably have, but it's not something that's really in my subconscious like that. So I'm gonna just say no.
Okay. A necessary evil is, let's just say,
an evil act doomed to be necessary. Had to do it.
Well, yeah. Basically, something that's probably would be deemed, inhumane, but at the time, it was necessary to know about this study. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or, again, that's what makes it so controversial because, again, was it necessary? You couldn't let it just run its natural course?
Right.
Okay. Now, that's pretty much what a necessary evil is. They try to deem the Tuskegee experiment a necessary evil. Basically, we were forcefully given syphilis without our knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And it was said that it was given in a way to speed up the process on to see the evolution of this disease to see how can we combat it.
Right.
Now, if we would have just let it go naturally, would we had the same results now, or would we have been so far behind that people are just constantly dying out of the overwhelming of syphilis?
They're basically saying we would be worse off if they hadn't done it.
Yes,
we'll be worse off now.
Yeah, would the information that we have on syphilis now, will we have that now if we would have had it done naturally with the study of how does this evolve, or will we be so far behind if they did not do it now that people are just like dropping like flies because of this disease called syphilis? That's the whole necessary evil thing. That's it in a nutshell. Now, I think we all agree that there's levels to basically everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not just, that's a crime. So you stole a box of candy, that's 6 months in the pen. Hold on. You stole a plate of meat, that's a year in the pen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So basically, there's levels to the degree of whatever it is that you're talking about.
Right. Even though it's not always abided by, but, you know, there are levels of it.
Exactly.
Right.
Necessary evil, I feel that to a certain degree, it is needed.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that on the fact of being a parent of parenthood.
Mm-hmm.
If lying is a bad thing, no matter how you say it. But when you a parent, if you
Okay, well, hold on. What necessarily makes lying a bad thing? Because lying can actually be a good thing, and it can actually save your damn life.
that's what I was about to get to.
Okay,
That's exactly what I was about to get to.
okay,
Like
okay.
the syphilis thing. I don't agree to that. To me, that's inhumane because you did it maliciously.
Now, here's the one question about the syphilis thing that I think I knew, but I forgot, or over time I just lost the information. But
Mm-hmm.
was syphilis was already around and they injected it in people, or they created it and injected it in people?
See, that's also a conversation as well. Either way it go, they injected it into people who didn't have it without their
Right. So,
consent.
so my thing is now if they created it versus it already existing, now that's a little it's slightly different. How can you say that something that you created today, this morning you created it, and you telling me that you have to shoot people up with it so that they won't catch it in the future? They wouldn't have never caught it if you wouldn't have created it though.
True, that could be true as well. But the way that you get it, it is sexually transmitted.
Right, but
I haven't heard of,
they
but
made it that way.
yeah, but hold on. Is there other ways you can get it though, besides sex or sexual acts?
Right.
Because that also can prove whether it could, well, that also not can prove can add some merit to it being created as well. Because the way that you're talking, I'm leaning more towards, hey, yeah, it was created. It probably was created.
That's what I'm saying. So if it was created, then that was, of course, another setup within a setup.
Yeah, but of course, the way the system is set up, we cannot be talking about this right now because we don't have all the information, even though information is implemented into society.
Mm,
You know what
right.
I'm saying?
That's why I didn't want to even go as far as I was going to go until I know the answer to the question that I just posed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really want to know, like, was it straight up just made up? Was it created like AIDS, or was it already around and they wanted to see
Well,
how people would be exposed to it, or how much they would be exposed to it by this way or that way. Like, that would make a difference.
yeah, but again, that is something that we got to sit down and just do some more in-depth research, which again supposed to be public, but how they keep things
Right.
locked away. Anywho,
Right.
that's not what we're talking about right now because we about to go probably super deep as deep.
Deep. I'm talking deep.
Yeah.
Real deep.
So again, to a certain degree, I agree with necessary evil, maliciously acting with the syphilis, and it has been numerous other experiments that I have done some research on myself, like literally stealing kids from their parents from birth, and turning them into literal Michael Myerses. Those are not, in my opinion, necessary evils.
Right.
To those are monstrous levels of necessary evil. What I mean,
Right.
necessary evil is when it comes relating it to parenthood.
Right.
Lying is a bad thing, and let me rephrase.
Okay.
Lying can be a bad thing.
Because it depends on who's. Now, when you saying, I know that when you say that, you're talking about the kids lying to the parent.
Yeah, but again,
Sometimes a parent might have to lie to a kid just to spare them some emotional distress or any type of thing.
yeah, and that's exactly what I mean by necessary evil. We
Right.
are saying these evil so-called
Or
evil
not
acts.
saying.
Well,
Or
no,
not saying.
but no. We have to present it as evil because in the kid's head, we have to present that. We have to put that element of fear. We have to put that little element of fear, so they can abide by what I'm trying to tell you, to a certain degree. So
Right.
you won't get hurt. But
Right.
if they know that we're only saying this as a necessary evil, if they understand what a necessary evil is, then
Right. Then
they
it's gonna go right ahead
they're not going to abide by it because they be like, oh, you're
because
just
they
saying
get
it
the
just to
gist.
be saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I mean by, to a certain degree, parenthood is a necessary evil. You know,
Right. It keeps sounding like you're saying unnecessary evil.
oh no, not an
A,
unnecessary evil, a
it's
necessary
a
evil.
nothing. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, the term or the phrase necessary evil. White people know what anything with the word evil in it means. So the white people that's listening to this, they know what the heck I'm saying.
Exactly.
Had to get my Paul Mooney on real quick.
And I won't even say like, I won't even say like little white kids that are born this year and all that. I don't know if they're gonna grow up to be evil. You know what I'm saying? Because of what's going on the year that they happen to be born. Like they might grow up to be like do the right thing now. You know what I'm saying? Like that generation might change because of what's going on.
See, but the thing about
And
that,
I'm
Cav,
hoping.
the thing about that, Cav, what you're saying is that you could be right about what you're saying, but for the initial, I guess you could say, mindset for a kid will be their environment, what they're growing up in their household. So if their
Oh, most definitely.
so if their parents are so-called the oblivious white person that
Oh
don't
yeah.
know what racism is, but yet they're doing racist acts and racist antics, but they're so oblivious that they don't believe what they're doing is racist, then their kid is going to be racist as well and not really knowing it, which is why it's a big reason why I say racism is a learned attribute. You're taught
Oh,
racism.
definitely. Definitely.
You're not born racist, which is
No.
why the white kid, get in trouble for playing with the black kid because they
Right.
don't know that they ain't supposed to be playing with the white
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah.
With the black kid, supposedly.
Yeah. They know they've heard it.
Yeah. So
But they know they feel like, okay, this guy, this black little kid my age is not so bad. What are my parents talking? I'm just gonna
yeah,
do it
yeah. But hey,
until
Cal,
they get a little older and start taking heed to the dumbness.
parenthood, lying is a necessary evil because of how we use lying and teach lying to be. So
Right.
we use it as a necessary evil, I feel, for all the so-called considerable good parents out there.
Right. I
And
definitely think that lying is a
yeah,
necessary evil in some cases. I
yeah,
definitely. I
cool.
mean, because I might have to lie to a cop or anything to save my life.
Exactly, and that's why I believe.
Right.
And we have to let our kids know to, like, hey, if you ever hear me saying this to a cop, go with the
Mm-hmm.
flow. We have to
Right. Don't be
teach them.
Yeah, don't be
Exactly.
oh no, daddy, no, we just came from Dunkin' Donuts,
Basically,
not grandma's house.
basically, what we are saying is, don't say a goddamn thing,
Don't
even
say
if you're being questioned.
right, don't say nothing because
Yo,
that's your right.
exactly.
Okay.
Your position is to listen to me, not
Right.
this person right here. Don't say a word.
Because if you say something, you can get not only caught up in court, but you can get caught up when we get our ass home, goddamn.
Exactly, but here's the thing: they are used that in court, and they know that was in so-called in the court system, the justice system, unjustly obtained info.
Right.
So technically, they won't be able to use that because they came from a minor and a kid,
True, true.
and this happened to be my kid. This happened to be my
Well,
kid. So if my
I guess
wife can't testify me, how can my kids testify me?
I think it depends on like the town or the county or
Well,
something
of
like that.
course, all that depends. But again, that's stupid as well. That's a whole other thing we're talking about too. But Cal, you digressing me again.
Oh my go ahead,
No,
go
it's
ahead.
all good, man. It's all good, man. Hey, I'm the captain, so I'm letting us get derailed because hey, I'm the king of derailment.
Right.
We started out with the base of getting the understanding of a necessary evil and what we consider to be a justification to use the term necessary evil. Now we're moving on to what I feel is the core of all of this necessary evil is fear, which is I feel is the core to nearly everything in the world. I believe the most conquering emotions in the world, or the most valuable emotions in the world, is love and fear. And
do you know what the number one seller in the world is?
Love.
Well, fear.
Oh, I thought you were about to. You're right. My bad. I fell
Fear.
for it. My bad.
You're right. Right. Because
But
you feared that saying fear was the wrong answer.
I was thinking about sex because I used the whole loving thing because I figured the human mind was going to go to that.
Even more than sex, bro. Fear sells.
Yeah, and it sells to a whole lot more than sex.
Yes.
A whole
Fear
lot
sells guns. Fear sells shoes because people fear that they not going to be in the in crowd unless they had them shoes.
Yep.
Fear sells everything.
So when you really think about it, Cal, you've been with me you know what? For a large portion of my life, man, since the 3rd grade. I am pretty much fearless because I have never been down with peer pressure, have I?
Right.
I have never been down with the in crowd. I had always had my own crowd or my own thing if you didn't want to be down with my crowd.
Right.
And I didn't care about it either. That's a sidebar again.
Exactly.
I just wanted to put that out there because you know I'm a G like that. Anywho, you a G too, man. Cause you the same way, man. That's why we click so much, man.
That's why exactly.
Because it was pretty much that's what it was. It was the 3 life thing. It was the 3 life thing and the rest of the world, man. When it was just
exactly.
Now, this whole fear thing, I believe it's the core, and I believe God is the reason why we have fear, because he invoked fear into us in a position where we wasn't even supposed to even know what this emotion called fear is. But yet we were afraid because we listened. And I'm speaking of Adam and Eve. This is what I mean. Fear comes from nothing. Like when you really think about it, fear comes from nothing. When you actually conquer your fear, you realize that you really had nothing to fear in the first place, for the most part, right?
Exactly.
So I kept thinking about this stuff over and over and over, and it kept like, man, I keep coming down with the conclusion being fear, no matter all. Fear in various ways. I remember reading just the first 5 chapters of Genesis.
And you said the first 5 chapters of
Genesis, the very first book of the Bible. And that says it right there. I ain't gonna say it says it all again. That's me being confident. But you know what? I am gonna say it all because that's how fear is actually presented in confidence. When you really think about it, you got to be confident to invoke fear. Right. God created Adam first. Adam was having conversations with God. How is Adam comprehending and have the motor skills to actually indulge in conversation with God? Now you can go ahead and use the whole almighty thing, and he is God, and he can do all this and this and that. But the further along you read in the Bible, you realize that God is, in fact, not almighty, and he does not know everything. And it's God himself saying these things to you, using the words regret. When you regret, that means that, hey, if I knew that I was going to regret this, I would not have done this, right? Right. Therefore, he is not almighty, and he regretted numerous things.
That's not a contradiction.
Yeah. So I just wanted to let that be known that you can't really use that as an argument this time, believers, because I know you was going to use your faith thing, and he's almighty. Now, God left it up to Adam to name all the creatures. Going back to the motor skills, how does Adam have the motor skills and the comprehension to understand what the heck is a zebra, to name this a zebra? How did he know what a crocodile is to name this a crocodile? How did he know How did he know what the different variations of what comes to his brain to make him say these syllables to form the name for this particular creature?
Right. Like what made him go there with it?
Exactly.
Like why didn't he say when he saw a crocodile, why did he call it a Aurora or something? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like something else.
But again, all that means that you would have to have the motor skills to even form syllables to make a word.
Mm-hmm. To make it something. Yeah.
Yeah. So according to the Bible, Adam was just relatively created at the time of what we're reading, which is the beginning of Genesis. Roughly, I'm just going to just throw a number out here random, just a few hours ago. But yet he has the motor skills and the comprehension to hold conversation with not only another being, but a being that is known as God.
Right.
That also led me to believe that, you know how they say, man, we already knew about all this. It just somehow locked away somewhere in our brains and our minds or whatever. You ever heard of that before?
Yeah.
That leads me to believe that we knew these things already, but we were manipulated by God himself, because according to everybody, everything that's going on, but not everybody, all the believers, everything that's going on is part of his plan. Now, here is where I say fear was created. I don't know. Again, theories. They had another conversation, and he stated you can eat from everything in the garden, in the area that you're in right now. The animals, the trees, plants, eat whatever you want. Just stay away from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. There are technically 2 trees, but it don't really speak on the other tree too much until later on. But the other tree is the tree of life. And here is where the lie come in. He said, if thou eat from this tree of knowledge of good and evil, thou shalt surely die. Now, this is where I say it's a lie. Because for one, they did. And what happened to them? They got kicked out of the garden. They didn't die. They got in trouble and put on punishment. And then eventually kicked out the house. First lie. But when you think about it, why does he invoke that fear and disguise it as death? How do they even know about what death is for them to be afraid of death and for him to even use that as a threat?
Right. Exactly.
They don't know about that yet.
How can I even fear that?
You know, I always go way left with my analogies, but a kid will walk off a side of a building thinking it's supposed to be fun time, not knowing that he should have the emotion of fear of falling off this right now.
Right.
So, again, Adam and Eve, at the time that we're talking about this, in that time era, were roughly created around, again, just throwing a random number out there, 6-7 hours ago. But yet they both know how to communicate with each other. They both know how to communicate with God. They understand the words, the meanings of what God is saying and what they are saying to each other. They understand when I say, hey, come over here, to come over here and not go somewhere else.
Right.
So they have the motor skills and the comprehension to understand this stuff, leading to me to believe that somewhere along the lines that we as humans knew already, or knew something. We had some type of intelligence to know that we need to be afraid of death because God said so.
Right.
They don't know why they are afraid of death, but they just know that I don't want to die. Whatever.
If you would have made it this far, but then you made it to the end of the show, you can stay posted, but we gotta go. But wait a minute, leave a comment, tell us what you think about it. Come again, tell a friend, tell whoever listening, whatever talk.